characters. I'm going to start with the paperwork here. Paperwork check is real. So the guy that was put down in the parking lot, like we said here. All right. You can start here from the bottom of this list if you want to. I do want to zoom in. Give me 1 second. There we go, right there. Okay, which it says right here, charge numbers and charge one. It even goes as far to give you a date here. Okay, so this is around 2008, March, April. This is about around May of 2008 on the 7th. All right, but this piece alone here at the bottom, which is first violation, speaks on aggravated stalking. All right, which they ended up leveling down to a misdemeanor. All right, and what you can see on this side of the paperwork right here to your right, family, he pled guilty. All right, yeah, he pled guilty. All right, yes, indeed. All right, for these charges you got right there, you see number 2, and it says here violation code. It has the number up in here. All right, offense, false imprisonment. Okay, all right, deposition method. We got this down here. Date. Okay, it says felony / misdemeanor, as you guys can see that. So they went to, it was like the lowest charges over here. All right, and this one here. All right, this is all this guy that got shot in the damn parking lot here, where you see people over here with this big hoopla. They think you're going to sneak up in here with something. Self-defense should be the same thing for everybody here in America. It should not matter your ethnicity and what have you. We should be just keeping it as that. Nobody should be huddled up in a group. Your news should not be sitting there talking about saying, hey, we need to figure out a way here if they're going to be charges or any charges at all. No, you told the public that the police already snatched her. They talked to her, right? They howled at her. They looked at the evidence. They let her go, right? All right, so what you talking about? All right, so if anybody needs to do this coming forth, rather than whatever with this woman's life here, we need to know exactly who they are and what they're doing at this point. All right, we're not going to be sitting here waiting to be snuck attacked by you greasy bastards. All right, yeah, initially for the cases they have nothing on damn Carmelo, then they created some charges. All right, yeah, you created charges. Next thing you know, he's sitting in here 30 years. All right, put on top of the young man head. So speedy trial in here, my ass, dude, a lynching where nobody can go ahead to see this. We're not playing games with y'all about our lives. Every time we go ahead to these predicaments, y'all effing and fooling with us and us reacting. Now we got to sit here and go through the circumstances of the Dred Scott decision again. Yeah, the Dred Scott decision. All right, and this is 2026, dude. All right, so this is why we're trimming off all the fat in less than a week. Every last one of us in here, shout out to the New Black Media, keeps coming back to touch this story with this woman. Because as long as they won't retreat, neither will we. All right, and keep sneaking in here. All right, let me show you something. It's called actual paperwork. All right, just so everybody can make sure that they got the paperwork in line. You can see his name here at the top. If I can just lower the screen for you guys in 1 second. All right, there we go. That's his name right there at the top. All right, this is the gentleman here that y'all see in the paperwork. That's him. Let you know that it's bona fide. And the documentation here, this is from Court Case Finder. All right, so you can go up here and look yourself. All right, any taxpaying or what have you, U.S. citizen or person here with internet access, you can go ahead to look it up. All right, yeah, free of charge. And do your own damn research if you would like to, just in case you don't trust some of the people before you. All right, and this is what comes up for this 62-year-old man, Bart. All right. All right. Well, especially this third one in here. I really want y'all to think about this because it points to her situation. Terroristic threats here. All right. What else was that, Halls? Did we hear a word? Did I hear anything? No, I didn't hear a damn thing. But all I can watch is an individual's body language. And you're not coming in here in some endearing, friendly, loving, I don't want no trouble mode while a person has a gun up yelling at you, asking you to get away from them and leave them alone and to back up. All right. No, I assume just like in 2008, like 2026, you got terroristic threats coming out your mouth. All right. Engaging this woman that he knows is alone and which he planned it on attacking. And it didn't fly like that. And for all the news stories, as they have to cut the video down to 5 seconds and play games, Y'all also have to report that he completely walked out of the frame, which is out of the situation, and then entered it again by closing in with distance, and he got fired upon. Self-defense, baby. Yeah, you were gone, nigga. Moonwalk. You were out of the picture. All right. Next thing you know, he pops back in the camera frame and starts walking towards her. All right. No, for the sense of a stranger, no matter which color you are, just a stranger, there's nobody can depict any circumstance of what this person is getting ready to do to you. But you can stop it, Hawks. All right. You don't know if he's just going to try to snatch the gun and try to kill you with it. All right, whatever. He's already done screamed all these threats. He won't get out the way. You keep moving your feet from spot to spot. You're literally moving yourself around, and he's following you into crevices and cuts and shit. All right, this is what he's doing. You're not telling me that this guy values his life and he's somebody in here, oh, military veteran. No, person on a suicide mission. All right, suicide mission volunteer, nigga. That's what he was. You don't know this woman. You're disrespecting her, Halls. All right? Yes. And she doesn't feel comfortable enough to secure herself in her damn vehicle without you attacking her. All right? Because your body language shows you closing in. You're threatening her, dude. All right? Yes. And she did what any smart citizen would do here in a case where you need to neutralize a threat here. All right? No, she put one bullet in him and waited for the police. All right, it was necessary. All right, she ain't mean to kill a man. She ain't. That's not what it was there for. But in the cases of dealing with threats, it is very knowledgeable here that you know with this gun you must shoot center mass. All right there in that chest torso area, you must need to shoot center mass, nigga. All right. She might have shot him in the gut, whatever. All right, she did enough to neutralize him. Yeah, but those were at least three of the charges. Y'all able to go ahead and look at the rest. Interfering with a police call, simple family violence, simple battery, all right, and criminal damage to property. All right, but yeah, this is what he's known for just wilding out, for crashing out, all right, and kidnapping people, and like her, stopping people to leave, false imprisonment, all right, stalking, all right. No, stalk. He said aggravated stalking. All right, that's exactly what that was. All right. Anytime somebody's sitting there and they telling you, hey, you know, the guy is out of his car. He's out there looking for you. Why? For what? Oh, he think it's sweet. All right. That's the only reason you could be looking for a stranger. No, you believe shit is sweet, yo. Oh, you ain't got no man. All right, let me go put this so-and-so in her place. All right, right. And he found out, when he found out he wasn't going to win this, all right, it became more embarrassing for his pride, but each moment it took place. All right, yeah. For some folks, as I say, using this card that the dominant society has, they play on black people, is the only thing that they got. And if they can't use that, nigga, they're mentally in disarray. All right, they going. All right, they might jump off the side of the dude, if you take that away from them. All right, it's like I'm poor, I'm raggedy, I'm pissing in a pan out back of this trailer. All right, but at least I'm not one of these Negroes. All right. No, that's the mindset, dude. All right. Now, how do you get people politically, a large number of them, to vote against their damn political principles, dude? All right. You let them know that if you go to support this little racist party over here, what have you here, Halls, well, then, that makes you better than black people. All right. Yeah, they've been able to do this with the political system, dude. All right. Yes, indeed. That's why I say when they come in here, Democrat, not to say that's the godly side, because it isn't. Both of them stink. When you make it a clear, just a quick distinction. All right. One of them smiles at you, Halls. All right. While they're taking a dump on you and violating you, gentrifying your community and stuff. All right. The other one does not care about getting along with you either way. All right. They're going to do the same thing, but they don't care about getting along with you at all. All right. That's the political system when you look at them too from a black person's experience. All right. Because I've told people this too here. Talk to a Democrat and say something about reparations and watch them start talking to you like a Republican. All right. Yeah, the conversation switches right then and there. All right. They can agree with you upon oppression, all these other things. Start talking about financial compensation to freedom. All right. Money, cash, paper. All right. Watch the stuttering. All right. Folks start moving funny. All right. Because the energy between both of them politically is to give us nothing that financially is going to push us forward here in America. If you want to fix any problem, you deal with that problem directly where it's at, dude. All right. I'm not going to add the minorities, all this other shit around competition, and then call it something else. All right. Folks have been robbed for years of they common sense, dude. And what has popped up is these damn tethers, buffer classes, and others in here who have assimilated themselves into white society. They come in Democrat, as I say, 3-4 years later, after they go here, get their paperwork in, all right, start riding a pickup truck, living in a single family home, visiting a local bar, nigga. All right. No, they got their little gig that they going at. All right. No, they get on some other shit. They on some new shit, on some Republican shit. All right. This is how the game usually go. All right. Yeah, of course they saying thank you, Biden, on the way in. Yeah. All right. By the time they get set up, nigga, they got a pair of boots on and a Make America Great Again hat on. All right. Yeah. Yeah. That comes from going to that local bar. All right. Yeah. He's really assimilated. All right. You understand from the community in the term sense. All right. At least when they drop you off here, they can be more open with their contempt there against black people. All right. Some folks see how these sides and advantages and benefits and tangibles come for these things here, all, and they've decided to invest themselves into a problem. All right. Ain't no friends in that, dude. All right. It ain't. And what we watch from the dominant society is if they ain't got black people to abuse, well, the next person in line, all right, is damn near, no, you are 100% acceptable, dude, for what we got going on. So you will do, nigga. All right. I don't care if it's the white man talking about his woman here. All right. Another buffer class, whoever. All right. You will substitute right now because I got to get this bullshit off. It just goes in the reverse. If I was to tell y'all like this here, and some folks ask, okay, well, if you got rid of, if the dominant society was in fact able to get rid of all the black folks and do all this shit that they said they wanted to do and all of this, right? What would happen next? All right. And I always tell people this, they would start going after each other, Halls. All right. No, who's white enough? All right. Who religiously holds this stuff down? White supremacy has to have somebody to abuse, dude. All right. They need somebody, all right, to practice this abuse against in order for it to work. All right. So somebody has to be picked upon it. It wouldn't just die off, dude. That's why I say you talk about a system that naturally is made to destroy itself. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. From a scientific statutes of staring at it, dude, and an intellectual one as well. It's meant to destroy itself. Mm-hmm. You take and gave all them funky ass Republicans, we're going to take another walk here, all this power. You gave them the White House, you gave them this, you gave them that, right? What did they do the moment they started to get settled up in here, baby? They started attacking each other. Down goes Victor Ramaswamy, nigga. All right. Down goes Elon Musk. All right. No, it's the down goes Tucker Carlson. Down goes Alex Jones. Down goes Candace Owens. Down goes Megyn Kelly. All right. No, I'm talking about Trump sparring with everybody. Down goes Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right. Down goes Nick Fuentes. All right. Come on, dude. Everybody. All right. In-house fighting every damn 2 seconds, nigga. All right. You can't hand some type of cutthroat system here all this damn power here. They already don't trust each other. All right. Some people don't understand the math of this. All right. No, they recognize they can't trust each other. It's a bunch of cutthroats in the room. All right, people who have made their whole career off of being liars, dude, and degenerates. All right, that's the room which you stockpile with. Yeah, so the blades are gonna come out, dude. All right, you start talking about power, and you put Elon Musk, fragile ass, and Trump in the same room, and you think it ain't gonna go down? All right, simple math. I'm asking everybody, which one of these rich people do Trump get along with? Which one? Which guy is he the rich dude that he's great buddies and friends with that he hasn't sparred with? All right, I'm talking about from Rex Tillerson. All right, no, all these niggas. All right, Trump don't like none of these rich guys, dude, and they don't like him. All right, come on. Mm-hmm. Huh? A cutthroat society. All right, if I'm your man, right, and we cool. All right, I'm just go to Epstein real quick. We tight. Think about it. Bill Clinton has a picture of himself on the wall at Epstein's house, dude, whatever, dress or whatever. They tight. All right. You got all this different evidence of them being cool or being friends. But the thing that I think is kind of effed up and weird here, when the pictures and stuff came out, there's a picture or some video here of Bill Clinton late at night in a pool, all right, with Giselle Maxwell, all right, and another woman. All right, keep in mind he's married to Hillary at this time. All right, yeah, what type of nigga's gonna sit here to get evidence like this, man? All right, shit. No, Jeffrey Epstein was big time the police, man. Shit, you got these cats from the UK on their knees and shit, slithering. All right, yeah, dating young women over there. You got Elon Musk's email. Yeah, give us one of the most wildest parties ever. All right, extreme. Yeah, he's like, you can see in the email, Epstein is like, yeah, well, are you sure your wife is going to be cool with this? All right, I'm paraphrasing. All right, yeah, whatever, man. Everything should be straight, just that and the third. Now, when this stuff came out, paraphrase, y'all can look at it on your own. There's a whole lot more in it. Elon Musk's daughter came out to confirm this shit. All right, that's how bad it was. You know they don't get along. All right, so she came out immediately to say, yeah, what's being said in this email is true. Yeah, we were staying close to this island here around this time. All right. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. And all that old Bill Gates with Russian escorts, that's bullshit, dude. All right. It just is. But it was better for whatever the case sake that he came forth and said something. All right. But my bigger point is that everything that they have over there is corrupt, dude. All of it, their whole system, top to bottom. Mm-hmm. I want to go to big man for a second. All right. There's people doing this here in front of these stores. Check the hairlines, check the accent, check everything, man, to make sure that people ain't getting duped. Now, the reason why this situation was given away the way it is because in this 34 seconds, he's standing in front of this Chinese restaurant telling people that it'll change your life and you need to come down here. And I thought the word on the street is that it was a redistribution of wealth. So why would our people be standing out front of? Does any of this make sense? Yeah, promoting your damn business. All right, right. Why can't they promote their own? All right, don't pander to us, dude. All right, that ain't the thing. If anything, y'all need to be showing solidarity at this time. Mm-hmm. Hold on, it's a panda on the front there. All right, hold on here. Fair use. 2 pandas, excuse me. I'm just looking at their logo.
Austin. Mm-hmm. This Chinese food place.
Talk about the originalities here.
I promise you. All you got to do is just come. I promise you. They some good. On 109th and Austin. Make sure y'all come on up and try this. And then let's see if you go back to your old Chinese place. Woo! My God. Make sure y'all come down here and support it. TikTok. Listen, this is Hidden Gem. I'm telling y'all right now on 109th and Austin. This Chinese food place will change your life.
Man, we'll get your life changed. All right, we're good. Our life has been changed by us not going ahead to associate with people that don't respect the black dollar, dude. We sat back here and built other nations' whole damn economy in here, dude. It's one thing for the U.S. government to give you a loan, for you to open your business, for you to set up where black people live at. It's another thing for you to see us as a whole over the years. They could guarantee, no matter how they talk to us, how bad you done whoop somebody's ass, the fact I told you, you got some of our kids' pictures at the register and shit for stealing shit worth 50 cents or so. All right, 35 cents, took some gum. All right, that's a violation, dude. All right, yeah, this is our community. You don't put our goddamn kids up there. If anything, if you know that so and so's kids, you pull him up. Hey, your people stole so and so out of here. All right. Back in the day, even for these cases of some folks that may have owned some of the shops, you got that type of courtesy because they understood that your peoples will tighten you up, nigga. All right, you didn't need to damage their reputation publicly. Kids make mistakes here. All right, that shit ain't cost you nothing. All right, yeah, not enough for you to try to damage the reputation or the last name of some of these folks living in the community for decades, dude. All right, people gonna do shit. All right, right. If this is the community you serve and you quote unquote looking out and you respect black people, you don't jump at the first opportunity you can to disrespect us, dude. All right, that's what I'm saying. All right, no, you keep it funky at all times. All right, if that's who you are. All right, that's naturally who you are as a person. All right, we don't pick and choose, man. When they keep it 100 grand, Friedman are some of the most level-headed thinking people on the planet. We have to be. All right, we don't never know sometimes when the smoke is popping off, and sometimes when people mean us well because we're constantly defending the yard. All right, yeah, sometimes we ain't even sure. All right, yeah, that's why we try to go ahead to keep it as simple as we can around here. Speaking of Joe Rogan, all right, here we go. He's going to say something here, but I'm going to clear it up when it gets here to this space. But he's trying to make a distinctive point about how unique freedmen are. Fair use.
And like black people seem like overall a cool group, right? Like you have good music behind it. They have a funny way of talking. They have all these amazing pro athletes. I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense in terms of like people wanting to belong to a group that seems cool. And like black people seem like overall a cool group, right? Like you have good music behind it. They have a funny way of talking. They have all these amazing pro athletes. They have a totally different kind of culture, and you identify with that culture, but you can't get in because you're a white girl. You're like, shit.
It's also something. It's also something. I think also there's a romance to when you're on the outside looking in. It's struggle.
Oh yeah.
And having been oppressed and all those things, and yet you triumph. Yet you find a way to be funny. Yet you.
We are the most unique people here in America, bar none. All right. We are the most intelligent. All right. We are the folks in here that create these nuances and terms. Your clothes, man. As you said, the slang. All right. Romanticize, no, because you can't touch it. It comes from struggle. It comes from these cases of empowerment. It comes from a place where it wasn't supposed to survive in the first damn place. Supposed to die right there on arrival. What I tell you about here when we check these little funky people in here from Ghana trying to use reparations, dude. When they look to check to put our asses on a boat here, dude, and pick that goddamn phone up, 100 years later or so? All right, however many years later. All right, say, hold on, them niggas are still alive? They're still alive? All right, yeah, they meant for us to die, dude. All right, not only for these circumstances. You talking about a bad karma? We've made everybody eat this shit, dude. All right, yes, indeed. All right, well, they've tried to erase us, your context of Abraham Lincoln and ship some of us off to Liberia. All right, after these terms of the Emancipation Proclamation and us being freed from being free people here in this nation after the Civil War. Okay, yeah, their terms originally here, as you said here, that was to go and ship everybody to Liberia. All right. Yeah, they wanted to do that before then if they could. All right. Lincoln was trying to go ahead to get all the slaves to go back to the plantations. All right. At this time, we'd already been fighting in the war, and all of us got guns, nigga. And that ain't an option. All right. Yeah, but they damn sure wanted that. All right. The Diamond Society didn't free us. We freed our damn selves, Halls. All right. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Sure, they wanted you back on that damn plantation. All right. Yeah, they looked over all the niggas with guns. It was like, we'll have another war on our hands. You damn sure will. All right. Right. So they had to follow through with their promise. How many times you seen America renege in front of you, Trump rip up an Iran deal? All right. Yeah, how many times you seen this silly ass shit? All right. America don't mind going back on its word. Anytime it feels like it wants to flex something on you. All right. Yeah. To show some type of authority, to steal resources, to boss up on you, to show that they're the number one people here, or hey, you better learn to listen to us. Dude, your country looks like shit over there. You got white supremacist mass shooters everywhere. All right, right. Between me, boy, like us, you got you have a parade in Los Angeles for the old white men that are butt naked on bicycles in broad daylight. You should keep that shit out of your country at all times. At all times. All right. I don't give a damn what you're into, nigga. I don't care. All right. There's kids right there, nigga. All right. And you're trying, first of all, you're trifling. All right. Yeah. You want to use, that's why I say you want to use some of these terms and groups and communities to be a predator and a degenerate. All right. Ain't got nothing to do with you having rights and buying groceries and getting married, nigga. All right. No, you just want to be filthy. All right. Yeah, put your clothes on, nigga. All right. No, that's kids right there. All right. I knew they was out of control when they had a nigga out there early morning, 7 o'clock in the morning with a, all right, he was in his tighty whities and with a pair of boots from Dixon Sports and Goods. That's it. He was out of shape. All right. Stomach hanging over like he just climbed off of somebody's lazy boy. All right. White man. All right. Yeah. ABC got him dancing in the middle of the street talking about some happy Pride Month. Man, where the authorities at, dude? All right. No, back in the day, they opened up a wagon and threw him in the back of it. All right. This is inappropriate, man. Mm-hmm. That's why I say Democrats can do what they want. America, I'm talking about America, is not going to vote you in for president. No, not Gavin Newsom. No, it won't. Because everybody does not approve of you just being disgusting around the clock, man. Not at all. All right. But we are the culture. Let me go back just a bit to that. All right. They're going back to talk about us. They don't like to give us our credit for real. All right. But I'm talking about from every stance that you've seen that has been switched up, even to the creativity and the commentating that you see in sportscasts. Shout out to Mark Jackson. Mama, there goes that man. All right. Yeah, we are the shit that gets it popping, dude. All right. That brings the customer back.
Find a way to be colorful, yet you find a way to be artistic. I mean, rap came from the South Bronx while it was literally on fire.
Yeah, and rap is just one aspect of it, right? Yeah. I mean, think about it. Some of the very best stand-up comedians, some of the very best musicians.
Jazz, dude.
Yeah, and you think of the percentage of the population that's black.
12%.
The percentage that become elite professional athletes. Mm-hmm. I mean, what is the percentage of NBA players that are black? It's something crazy.
A lot of it's also just
what is it? You think?
I don't know, but it's pretty high. I mean, there's
69%.
Probably something.
I don't know why I said that number. Jamie,
a lot of it might be just also that there are two avenues open to you in a lot of black communities. At least it's changing, but it was sports and music. Right?
Yeah, for sure. That probably plays a part in it, no doubt about it. But it's also there's an extraordinary number of professional athletes, like elite athletes, that just happen to be black. Mm-hmm. And what is that though? Is it genetic? Is it the environment they're coming from? I mean, it's a fascinating thing to be explored, because for all this talk of racism, if you just want to be really honest, there's a lot of African Americans that have some pretty phenomenal genetic traits.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, and that has to do with America's slave roles of putting the strongest slaves and mating them like cattle, nigga. All right? The biggest, strongest slaves you have in the male and female population. All right? and mating those individuals together, as I said, like cattle. All right, you understand? Yeah, now you've got a bunch of these superhumans all through basketball, dude. All right, yeah, a rack of us in football, all through boxing history. All right, no, that worst shit ever is with what's his name, Jack Jeffries or John Jeffries. All right, yeah, that big white man that they had back in the day. They said he could beat up a grizzly bear. All right, well, he fought a bear once, all this silly ass shit, trying to talk about how strong he is, and he had to fight our heavyweight champion here, Jack Johnson. All right, no, he was scared of him for years. All right, and Jack Johnson finally got the opportunity, and he beat the bark. Not only he beat the bark off of him, but they decided to seize the footage so that nobody could see this ass whooping. All right, people was in the crowd trying to fight him and shit. All right. And he made things bad on folks. Since you want to talk about it, Joe, we can give the history of it. All right. Yeah, it comes from mating slaves here. All right. Yeah, like I said, like cattle, dude. That's why they're so damn strong. Same things that you used, all right, to make sure that you can strengthen the cotton picking on the plantation field, nigga, and fruit and the labor pickup here. All right. It's the same thing that kicks your ass in these sports, nigga. All right, where you sit there with your lips poked out in here trying to serve us, Christine Clark or Caitlin Clark like she's some type of new savior in here, dude. All right, that's on y'all. All right, so on y'all, you got to work so goddamn hard. All right, to put extra on people like Larry Bird and others. Some of them were decent basketball players. I ain't gonna go ahead to say all of this and that, but I'm gonna tell you like this: when it comes to the beautiful style of most of them, where you're looking at that we can see these same character traits in an average black dude that plays for the league. So that gives you what Isaiah Thomas said about Bird back in the day is 1,000% true. All right. No, they tried to label him all of this shit and everything else for keeping it funky. He kept it a bean. All right. No, if it was some black dude with the exact same skills as Bird, y'all wouldn't say shit about him. All right. Stop, dude. All right, you're doing extra. We're taught when we hear white folks in here with any skills and things like that black people possess, if they can sing like Adele, or, you understand? No, you're supposed to be blown away. They're great enough now to become your pastor. And some of them have, unfortunately. All right? Yeah, dude. Hey, she sounds just like a black woman. And I'd rather go ahead to get the real deal than have cereal in a bag, nigga. All right? Yeah, what are you talking about? All right, hold on.
Like Carl, like think of like who's like Jamie, who's like the biggest freak all-time athlete basketball player would it be?
Probably LeBron James.
LeBron James, probably, right? Sure. Yeah. And then you have like Michael Jordan is another freak athlete, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many of those
Vince Carter,
how many white guys are like that?
Tough because people would argue like Larry Bird, but like,
Larry Bird was a phenomenal shooter, but he wasn't the kind of freak athlete LeBron is.
Or Doc.
And I didn't even know this was coming about here, family. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I never knew he was gonna say all of this. They were gonna get to Larry Bird, but I'm happy he has, because he just went to go prove my point in here. No, he wasn't that goddamn good. All right, we throw sauce on Bird because we need something to balance out some of these Magic Johnson years. All right, and it's time here with the Showtime Lakers won 5 championships, dude. 5. All right, out here whooping ass, dude. All right, yeah, James Worthy, Luar Sendar, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right, no, and a guest of others were out here giving you the business. All right. Yes, you got to understand that they were going for championship number 6 when they ended up getting beat by the Lakers in the finals here, dude. When the Lakers won their first championship, I believe. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that team wasn't nothing to play with. All right. Not at all. All right.
Jordan used to literally fly through the air.
Yeah,
there are a couple guys that can do things like that, but they don't have the overall skill package or whatever.
Well, so if you look at, there's a book called The Sports Gene that talks about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and if you look at Africa, it's probably the most genetically diverse part of the world, right? I mean, the Africans from the Biafra coast are totally different than the Africans from say the highlands of Kenya or Ethiopia. The Africans from the Sudan, the Dinka and the Nua tend to be almost 7'6" sometimes. Certainly 7 feet is not that uncommon.
And many people don't realize Egypt's a part of Africa.
Very much so. I mean, the Tunisia, Morocco, that's more Arabic, right? But then you've got, I mean, it's fascinating. This is what really was fascinating. Let's go to Ethiopia. Ethiopia, they grow to an average height, beautiful people. There's a lot of trade in that side of the world. Eritrea, they've been renowned for their beauty. If you just step over the border, just go right to just one south or one north, you are going into Sudan or the South Sudan, tallest people in the world.
And shouts out to, 1 second in here. Shouts out to Beast Mode in the Cash App. Much love, much respect there. All right. I make sure I get around the corner here to some of these things in here. I'm not trying to forget anything. All right. Appreciate you. Definitely much love. No days off here. Today is a holiday, but as always, we're always working here, dude. Especially on holidays. Let's keep going.
Tallest people in the world. I mean, some of them can be like a fist off at 8 feet. That's where like Manute Bol and those people came from, okay? If you go just another country, just one more country east, now you're in the Congo, and that's home to the pygmy. So you got the shortest people in the world in one country, and then just cross the...
Yeah, and he just didn't want to make the point. Just get to the point. The freak men are significant, dude. We are. All right? Yeah, we are significant. Even now, the Muggsy Bogues of what you see in the NBA, the Allen Iversons, all right, who, I mean, let me tell you this. What a damn thing he can do, all right, when you stepping in here against that Lakers team. All right, I seen Allen Iverson make some of the most beautiful points here in the world, but nothing was better than he was explaining one game he had against the Lakers. And this is one of them years where, like, you know, Shaq was the best player in the league, all right? And he said that I tried to defend to stop Shaq. Like, we used to foul the shit out of him. Shaq got fouled a lot. He was explaining it, obviously. And he said in one play, Shaq had turned around in the post, like to double pump, to go up and yam on the rim. And he said, I grabbed hold of his back. He said, I went up with this mother. He said, and you can see the clip. Iverson is literally on his back going up. All right? No, and you going for a ride, Halls. All right? Literally. On Superman's cape, dude. All right, nothing you can do. You say Shaq about 7'1" or so, 300 and something pounds. All right, no, of all damn mustard down low. All right, all mustard. All right, yes. There was nothing you going to do, man. You talking about he was going up against one of the premier blockers in the league within Dikembe Mutombo. Mr. shaking his finger no after he blocked his shit. All right, and that nigga couldn't do nothing with Shaq. That means he was an animal. All right, that accumulates you as something, nigga. All right, it's nothing we can do. Not a tranquilizer gun, nothing. All right, he's a savage. All right, yes. All right, yeah. I see. He was like, man, I just jumped on his back and held on. All right, yeah, it was Allen Iverson. All right, this nigga turn. You know how somebody's in a post, they get ready to turn around and just two pump, just take everything off the rim. All right, yeah, when he went to turn to make that turn to step. All right, Iverson jumped on his back. And I'm not sure if they called him with a foul or nothing. It was just embarrassing, dude. All right, yeah, you see how small AI was, man. All right, he took his little ass to jump on Shaq's back and go up, nigga. All right, they were mad, dude. It's the finals, man. All right, what you gonna do? Huh? What are you gonna do? Shaq is down there. All right, a prime Shaq is down there, having his way. All right, no, I'm talking about physically having his way, bumping bodies. All right, they're not calling fouls. All right, he's putting niggas on the ground, dude. In fact, Shaq was very aggressive as a young man. Some of y'all don't understand. You see this slow-talking guy on TNT, and you don't get it, nigga. All right? You have no ideas for some of y'all as a young person. All right? He destroyed niggas down low. All right? None of this damn fancy paint, sweetheart shit. Didn't you see God rested? Didn't you hear Kobe when they had one of their last conversations publicly? Thank you. Thank you so much. I didn't know what I had until I got introduced to Dwight Howard, nigga. All right. I didn't know. Los Angeles Lakers' sake, for the Kobe Bryant era. All right. This man spoke up and said, thank you, Shaq. All right. I did not realize how great or how good or how much discipline, all right, or how much of a man you were. All right. Until I had to play side by side with Dwight Howard, dude. All right. Yeah, he said that in that interview. All right. Let you know what his relationship was with Dwight. He ain't fool with that nigga like that, dude. He ain't fool with him. You understand that for his Achilles getting popped, Dwight Howard was on that goddamn court. And then Dwight Howard was supposed to, at least he was supposed to be there on that court, that Golden State game he played. Yeah. And he pressing all hard. Damn. All right, this older man, where you can hear that on that documentary Muse that he had. And he said, as I got older, preparation became more important. I had to check all my stuff on me, make sure this isn't tight, make sure that this is that, make sure that this, all right, yeah, okay, dedicate, disciplined in the game, and lethal. All right, all I need you to do, nigga, is get boards and protect the glass, be a dog, and he couldn't do that, Hoss. All right, yeah, Dwight Howard was stealing money. All right, big soft ass nigga. All right, yeah, he gave Orlando his best years. He sure did, dude. They surrounded him with shooters all the way to the circumstances of them making it to the NBA Finals, and they ran into who? A nigga who was serious about his business. All right, and who wasn't even looking for him. He was looking for the Boston Celtics, family. All right, that's who he wanted. That's truth right there. All right, the league wanted LeBron versus Kobe that year. That's what they wanted in the finals. All right, they got put out, and goddamn Boston got put out. So Magic pretty much damn snuck up in there, dude. All right, yeah, they pretty much snuck their asses in there. All right, nobody playing for that, and I don't even remember watching that finals. They got swept, I believe. All right, and then the next joint after that is when Boston actually came back for the revenge finals of when they beat Kobe in the damn finals. Because remember when they first assembled that big three team with Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen. All right, that first year they won a chip. All right, I want to say that first year they were able to get a chip. And that's where you hear that famous saying from Kevin Garnett, "Oh, mama, I made it." All right, it came from him. Like, whoa, mama, I made it. Goddamn it, celebrating. All right, yeah, everybody was happy for him because he's one of them niggas that you wanted to see get one. All right, you love Kevin Garnett, the intensity of how he played, man. He was always controversial, man, and he would come in there and get busy. All right, you wanted him to get one. I definitely wanted Paul Pierce to get one. He was one of my favorite players growing up, and Ray Allen. So I was happy to see both of them get one at the same time. Yeah. You understand? But it took them a lot to do that, dude. A young Rajon Rondo, where you couldn't necessarily see the brother shine here, technically, because you're stockpiled with all these veterans around you. First thing a person gonna say is, "Who the hell are you?" But I can tell you this from his own greatness of how he's played throughout the league, all the years that he's put in. Rondo is probably one of the best one of the best point guards I've ever seen there in history, dude. All right, he's had some great opportunities down to the point of being able to play with DeMarcus Cousins in his prime. DeMarcus Cousins, that DeMarcus Cousins that played for Sacramento Kings never gets enough credit, dude. All right, for all my real basketball fans, family, he was a monster. All right, unstoppable, 6'11" or whatever, damn near 7 feet tall. Yeah, could dribble, could assist the ball well. All right, shoot threes good. No, good. He had a good frame, everything. All right, before all this, whatever you seeing here with the Joker and everything else, that was just naturally his game. All right, getting rebounds well, dunking on you, all that shit down the post. He controlled every part of the court. All right, this is before he got a Rondo. All right, That nigga could take the ball up court himself, dude, and set up a play. All right? Yeah, dude, shit. DeMarcus Cousins was good at every goddamn thing. His problem was he was always in trouble with the refs. That was his problem. All right? Yeah, he had a problem with arguing back and forth with the damn refs. He wouldn't just let it go. And for that, they started to pretty much put a hit out on him anytime he did anything. All right? Be trying to hit him with flagrants or whatever, technical fouls and all this other shit. All right? Trying to tee him up. He at one point in time was paying the most fines out of anybody else in the league. But DeMarcus Boogie Cousins. All right? And I'm not talking about the Boogie that went to Golden State. I ain't necessarily talking about the Boogie who played for the Pelicans, though he was decent over there. All right? He was fairly good. All right? I'm talking about that DeMarcus Cousins that played for Sacramento. All right? A beast. All right? At one point in time, he was the only good piece they had over there before they were able to acquire Rondo. All right? That nigga was dropping damn near 40 or 50 every damn game, quietly. All right? They were losing. All right? I mean, wrong. No, they were losing. Let me be clear. All right? But Cousins is still somebody you had to worry about on that court, dude. All right? Yeah, you had to worry about the old DeMarcus. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely like what you call it here, Boogie. That's his nickname. Yeah, Boogie was a problem. Mm-hmm. Shit. Mm-hmm. You want him to, you talking about all-around player? That's him. Mm-hmm. Now, let's go ahead to one of these convenience stores I'm seeing here. This is a convenience store, and some of our brothers are deciding to go ahead and check some of the store owners. They said they want this guy fired. From what I'm assuming, he disrespected one of these sisters. And some of our communities, you got black folks that are running around, patrolling, watching the streets, and making sure that other black folks are straight. All right. We've decided in some of our communities to do it on our own. So it's not it ain't necessary for police to be called if we're already out here on the grounds. That's why I say for anybody in that community, in a predominantly black community, as long as you go ahead to have shit straightened out with the people of where you live at, the neighbors, they know you, they know what's good, that's appropriate. All right. You understand, for law enforcement, we can't trust these bastards anyway. We need our own form of that you can know. All right. Yeah, to stop people to go ahead to disrespecting your kids, the women, the elderly, anyone out here that they feel like is defenseless. We need to be able to have a response to that. All right. You look at some of these folks' communities and what have you, they got their security and all that shit set right up to question you, to do all the extra little Karen shit. Mm-hmm. We got to have our form of protections. Let's see what our brothers did in here. There's a guy that's all the way to his right that's not going to be on the camera here. I just want y'all to notice that, because it's the dude at the register is going to keep looking off to his left.
To the Black Queen.
Yeah, everyone.
Hey, back up. Stay away from us to the Black Queen.
Yeah, I apologize to you. I'm so sorry.
I apologize to the Black Queen.
Yeah, everyone.
Hey, back up. Stay away from this weapon. Back away. Thank you, sir.
I'm so sorry.
Say, I apologize to this Black Queen.
I apologize. I'm so sorry.
To the Black Queen.
I got family.
She's a family of ours. Say, I apologize to the Black Queen. Stand down, brother. Say, apologize to the Black Queen. To the Black Queen. Black Queen, I want to hear it.
Black Queen.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
I want you fired.
I swear to God.
I want you fired.
I got you. I got a call from my boss right now.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to go. You got to go. Do you understand that?
Yes. I got you.
We are not going to have that shit out here.
Family, brother.
I got a family too, and she's our family. Every woman in this community is our family.
I got friends is black people.
I don't give a damn about your black friend.
I'm just not racist, brother.
Yeah. We don't give a shit. You always got black friends when you in trouble. Understand the joint is on him. Somebody got a hammer on him. You heard him cock the joint? No, ain't nobody coming to rob nothing. You going to show some respect. All right? It's a privilege to sell Newports in the black community, nigga. All right? Make sure you talking to our people right, man. All right? Folks out here with bills. There's people going through real shit, man. They don't need to come in there to you and get the short end of the goddamn stick because you feel like you're styling and profiling. No, nigga, don't forget where you at. Yeah, you definitely ain't home. All right? And unlike y'all, we don't let people roll up in our damn spot here, halls talking funky and throwing shoulders around. All right? You know, recognize you around black folks 24/7 in order to make your living. And that should make you goddamn, extra friendly, nigga. Huh? Chick-fil-A friendly, nigga. All right? Real damn friendly. All right.
Well, you shouldn't have called her no black. What did he call you?
A black nigga bitch.
A black nigga bitch.
Right.
You're not racist?
About a guys.
No, a black N-word B. It sounds like you've been listening to one of these funky white supremacists, dude. All right. No, he's not even there. No, he's not an official white man at all. He isn't. He can pass forward coming through the border. All right. That's why I say for these buffer classes, we ain't got no friends. All right. When you get out of here, he's going to go over and start listening to damn Nick Fuentes as soon as you leave. All right. Snickling and giggling. All right. Yeah. And then tries to practice this on his damn sister here, Hoss, because in his mind, there is no consequences. Look, we ain't none of these Africans that you ran over top of. No disrespect to them. All right. Oh, there's a distinct difference. All right, he's finding out right now as he keep them hands up.
A black nigga bitch.
A black nigga bitch, and you're not racist?
About a guys, I'm just not doing next time. I swear to God.
It shouldn't be a next time because you're not going to work here.
Hey, are you licensed to carry this weapon?
This is not mine.
So who weapon is this?
This for my boss man. It's not to me.
So you're not licensed to carry this weapon?
Hello?
You discharged that weapon, brother?
Of course I did.
Thank you.
Let me call it. I'm sorry, brother. I'm just not doing anything.
You come in our community, make money off our community, and then disrespect our women.
I respect everyone.
You didn't respect it that goddamn day.
I swear to God, I respect everyone. I got black friends.
I don't give a fuck about your black friends because you're still disrespecting that black woman.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Lock this fucking door.
Yeah. And you're black, and all that says there one more time in here, and they shutting it down, locking the door. You're not getting any more customers coming through here. Is that despite your black friends that you have, you still feel personally what you feel towards black people. That's all you're confirming. All right. Yeah, I don't play that. Or my black friend. Man, get out of here. All right. Learn to live around some of you goddamn. Watch how some of y'all move on a regular basis. All right, that's the person you are. All right, no, not some strange, awkward black friend who you give leftovers to. All right, and sympathy gifts. All right, so you can excuse your racism. All right, old sympathy racism gifts. All right, no, dude, I'm straight. No, they learn to do that to us here, dude. All right, no, I'm talking about throw all the BS in the world here. Be mega racist here to you. All right, and then start trying to drop off gifts to you. No, I'm good. All right. Y'all need to learn how to keep the same energy and not to be bought off with concessions and all of this other shit. If you feel a certain way, then you go ahead to stand on it. You don't take shit from people that you know that don't give a shit about you all. All right. No, you don't. All right. You don't go ahead and take that here, all. All right. And you talking about what we're owed reparations here, all. All right. No, that's something you're entitled to as a freak. Let's be clear. All right. But when you go ahead to talk about just taking some damn, sympathy. All right. I don't like you niggas, but this is to prove that I really don't have any animosity towards you, Gibbs. Yeah, you let them have that. All right. Yeah, you don't want to pull any bases in their mind to make them feel like they got some type of power or some type of calm down tools. All right. Yeah, upon some racism that they practice every day. All right. Let them sit and soak in that, dude. All right. You got to want people to want to change. That's based on behavior, not your gifts, not all your extra so-and-so. And if you want to give something to Friedman here, you can give a form of reparations. All right. As I say, cash is always good. All right. But even with that, in those cases, that does not give you an open lane to continue to commit those type of atrocities towards us. All right. In other words, here, if you hear a person saying something to you repeatedly, just believe it. All right, we have to keep going to get the litmus test, a stress test. Or are you really a bad person? Well, you just showed us. All right, you just gave us a taste. All right, and some of this should be unfiltered. It might just fall out the mouth like crumbs. All right, you didn't get the real deal. All right, that's watered down what you just got. All right, that's the way I look at it. All right, no, if somebody spazzes off and has some old racist moment, I figure not only this is what you do on a normal basis, all right, but you're toning it down some. All right, no, so that you don't destroy some of the few connections that you do have with black people, because the background behind this trash family, all right, is the fact that if you have a moment like this in America, in the world, where your friends and family are going to see this. All right, everybody you cool with, your co-workers, folks, whatever. So you all right, we can play games. A lot of folks like to play stupid, man, until somebody sees you. All right. You didn't realize social media is that powerful. It is. All right. Damn right. It'll slow your business down overnight. All right. No, ask the folks there in Asian society here. All right. With these stores that they've had to shut down. All right. How good word of mouth works. And look at this joke. He got to come from around the register. They've shut the store down. He said, lock the door. They got 1, 2, 3, at least 3 black folks in here armed on the behalf of their sister. All right. This is how you get some straightening done.
Come on. Let's go. Come on, brother. Let's go. Let's go. How you doing, brother? It's shut down.
Thank you, brother. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I got.
It's okay. Just go ahead.
I'm sorry.
We need you to get out of here. All right. Thank you.
Beast mode in here. Much love. Let me do this real quick while you're here. I said I'll do these things on the spot. I'm trying to make sure I can see you in this comment section. I want to see you in this comment section. Close. All right. I don't see you on here. All right. Which means I'm going to have to go ahead and get some things in here changed here. Because I can see clear that you're in here. And this is also my page that I got here. Let me check the other list. Some of 2 of these things are different. One is from the chat, and then the other is from something else. All right, so I may have to respond to it at the end of this here, but my comment is already up there. Let me go ahead to put something up. All right, I'm trying to make sure that I can make you a mod. Give me 1 second. All right, in order to do that, your name has to pop up. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. And I may have to do that from YouTube Studio. Some of these things, man, I have to excuse and let down, because if I don't, then they're going to continue to keep blocking certain comments or, all right, giving you this grace period of waiting. If y'all sometimes see stuff and it's an empty comment section in here, no, I can see comments there on my side. It just may not show up on the big screen. I don't see your comment there. Somebody else maybe. If you guys see Steady Mobbin's comment, please let me know here in the comment section. All right. So I tried to spell it exactly the way it is. All right. Anyhow, much love, much respect, brother. All right, trying to see if I can go ahead from my phone like that by just hitting the joint like that and make you a mod. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Anyhow, let me come back to this in a second. All right. Yeah. Shout out to the work that they just did in here. All right. And I want to read his comment here. He said, I served 2 tours in Iraq and 1 tour in Afghanistan. I refuse to let people play with me and mine. Boom. Let's put his comment on the comment section on the screen here. All right. There we go. Now I can see that here. Make sure that that's posted up well. Mm-hmm. And this is a time in here where people are gearing up and being prepared for battle and making sure that you stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Ready. All right. So you ain't got to get ready. All right. Now, these were some of the individuals from the collective, man, that I had originally from my sister situation. And these jokers are also some of the dominant society's favorites. So you got a gift in here. It cuts off any extra support from their Sambos. They need these guys on social media. So when they go ahead to start talking about their sister and being racist as they normally do, they'll go ahead to grab up one of these Sambos. The problem is they don't have one available. All right. I'm sure you guys got one so far that matters. Some of these guys they got with big subscribers and support. No, all of them are saying it's self-defense with this young lady. And I want to read Brother Black's comments because I've been reading them on every one that he's put forth. He says, oh man, all their bootlick Negro Uncle Toms are full-fledged or full-fledged revolt. Gonna be a lot of N-words thrown at them for going against Massa in favor of ... facts in reality. Anthony Brian Logan, aka ABL. His comments were the shooting of Bart so-and-so at the South Florida Walmart that initially started over a parking spot was a clear-cut case of self-defense. Now that's him in his context here, all right, without you hearing one word of the video that he has. Now, this is him explaining this, his point. All right.
I'm sure you guys have heard of the shooting that took place at a Walmart in North Lauderdale, South Florida, that started over a parking spot. Bart DeGuglielmo lost his life, and the shooter, as of right now, has not been identified. Now, spoiler alert, this is a clear-cut case of self-defense, especially in Florida, where they have stand your ground laws. Now, this incident started with these 2 people squabbling in the parking lot over the space. DeGuglielmo parks his car in the street at an angle to block the spot away from the woman. She was eventually able to park in the spot, I believe, when he went inside the store. His car was just in the street left like that. Fast forward, she is at her car getting out with a gun in one hand, phone in the other. Bart was not right here at this time. He had gone somewhere else in the parking lot. When she gets out, she speaks to some bystanders in the white car, and they tell her that the guy was still in the parking lot. Shortly after, Bart comes from somewhere else in the parking lot to approach the woman. He's advancing toward her while she has a gun drawn on him. She's retreating away from him, and he is slow speed chasing her, walking her down through cars. This goes on for a while, and the whole time she's still pretty much near her car. Now, where the story ends is when she's at her car door, he's advancing toward her, and then she shoots him in his stomach. He falls on the ground and he dies. The police get there. They take her into custody. She cooperates, of course. She has since been released. And as of right now, there are no charges, and there shouldn't be any charges because this is a clear-cut case of self-defense. What more do you want? I'm giving you warnings. There's not much audio heard in the video, but you heard her say clearly, walk away. And you can see from her body language, she does not want to interact with him. She wants to escape him. He is refusing to respect these wishes. He advances upon her and he gets shot. The moral of the story is Don't advance on someone with a gun on you.
That part. That part. All right. No, I don't see any brown shoes today. No tap dancing. All right. No, this is a blessing. All right. Shocking. Shocking. Shocker. All right. You may not hide your racism behind him. I know you were looking for him. I know it. All right. You were trying to get a hold of him. Like, you said, I know he's got our back on this one. Nope. All right. Some people believe in having integrity here, or a broken clock is right at least 2 times a day. All right. So for this one, you're on your own. And I understand black folks are not safe any damn where if you can't protect yourself here. All right. Once again, all right, 2026 Dred Scott decision like behavior going on out here. All right. Black person ain't got any rights that a white man has to go ahead to respect, man. And he has to honor. You ain't got no rights that they have to look at. All right. And validate, dude. All right. And we have to make sure that these things are out of the way. If the law is here to support everyone in here, well, then that means that even for the loopholes that they tried to change, because understand, all this standing your ground trash came into place from them trying to get off from killing us. All right, that's where all this trash came from. All right, they needed liable reasons for squeezing the trigger on us, for us defending ourselves and pushing these jokers away from us. All right, this standing your ground trash. And then them, you know, butthurt, taking out a firearm and just taking your life, dude. All right, right. Simply for us going ahead to, what we say, to try to de-escalate the situation. Not even necessarily kicking your ass, man. All right, but for that guy and his experience, he just shoved the old white man to the ground. All right, yeah, get out of my woman's face. Well, get out of her face. Like he's getting close to the window, like he was getting ready to attack her. Yeah, and the brother pulls up and just kind of shoves him out the way. And in that case there, the old white man pulls a gun out, shoots him outside the store. He stumbles inside the store and dies in front of his son. All right, we remember this. And they called all of that stand your ground. All right. So don't start trying to act funny now, Halls, when we start talking about threats, Halls. And when you telling me that some weird curly top here sissy, all right, who watch Daniel, excuse me, not Daniel Penny, who watched Jordan, excuse me, Jordan Nichols, I want to say, our brother Jordan, walked past 6 times in here talking about how he was hungry here. No, he was hungry, all right, and all of this other shit. He was just going off. He was hungry, he needed some food, whatever, he's hungry. All right, no threat to anybody here. He walked past 6 to 8 times before Daniel Penny jumped on his brother's neck here to strangle him for like 6 minutes or so. While Tethers and your minority coalition, all of these damn buffer classes looked on. It was an African on that joker too. All right, just staring, dude. Assisting him while he's choking him. All right, yeah, we ain't got no damn friends, dude. All right, if you see the still shot of that damn picture, all right, you see a bus full of everybody on there and nobody doing nothing. All right. Yeah, that joker was able to go home and eat a steak dinner after that, dude. All right. Hold on.
Based on what I know and what we can see here, this looks like self-defense to me. Now, there are other contributing factors that could lead this to not being self-defense, meaning that if where he was walking was to his own vehicle and she shot him, that would preclude this from being self-defense. I don't know what conversations they had before this turned violent, which could also be a contributing factor of whether or not this is self-defense. But based on everything I have seen, this man, whatever argument that they got into, he chased her down. He approached her without ceasing while she had a gun in her hand, trying to avoid him. This is almost textbook self-defense. You have a right to pull a gun out and threaten serious bodily injury to somebody that you think is going to attack you. And then once you point the gun at them and tell them to stop, and they chase you around a car and they keep chasing you, and your back is against the wall, you have nowhere else to go, there's no duty to retreat, and you shoot the guy one time to stop him from encroaching on you, That to me sounds like self-defense. Let's watch the video. Watch it again.
Yeah, and this goes against the white supremacist like principles of why they put him in place. You understand? He gets invited, just like the other joker there. These jokers get invited on Fox News, man. All right, Brother Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson back in the day, or maybe Bill O'Reilly way back when they used to work for the network. When they needed a black expert here, all right, they would call one of these bootlegs. This is what these guys are. All right. So to see their hands going ahead to collapse, all right, not on their platforms, but on their own. They know that they can't even call these jokers forth, all right, to have a conversation about this because they're not going to go ahead to necessarily play the role. At least not right now. All right. Yeah, let me not jump all the way off the gas here because some of these cats are known for the reasons why they known based on consistent bootleg behavior when it's not appropriate. All right. Yeah, indeed. All right. That's why we know him. We know Officer Jason Tatum. Hold on here.
On a cell phone. And videos.
Okay, pause right here. As you can see, they seem to have gotten into a conflict at some place in this parking lot. But look at what he's doing and look at what she's doing. He's walking around the car and she's trying to walk away from him.
Hold on. Brandon Tatum.
You can't say that that's his car or her car because neither one of them ended at the car that we're looking at right here.
Mm-hmm. Right. And he just explained his case there to say, yes, you're encroaching, you're closing in, you're doing this, you're doing the most, man. All right. I don't give a shit who Peoples you is. All right. Yeah, he's a Marine, he's an Army veteran, he's a veteran. Well, he better remember that. He better remember. All right, keep telling me what his background is. I don't give a damn. He better get away from my car. All right. No, every time you mention this little raggedy ass joker and why he got put in a bag. All right. No, he thought he had privileges that didn't exist, dude. All right. Hey, get out that black woman face. All right. Yeah. We have enough, dude. Shit, like I said, we got enough to deal with. Is this the last guy we got on the list, or is this one of the first ones? He should be one of the last ones here. All right. No, the last one on the list here is, what the hell is that guy's name, man? All right. Stop me the damn line. All right. Brandon. Nate the lawyer. Wait 1 second. Is the last person. All right. He's the last person. And all I'm going to do in this case is just show his comments there. That's all I will show. All right. And there's no need to show the video because everybody's seen what happened here, Hoss. Whether you're talking about the short clip or the one in here that's edited on the news. I don't have to go to keep jarring that to you. We've seen it 1,000,001 times. If you want to see it, it's on Mr. Santee Walden on Twitter. Please feel free to help yourselves, man. Go on ahead. All right. Yeah. Just to catch up. But, all right. Brother Black put this up here too as well. Want to give him his credit. All right. And he says, just in case anyone doubted me about Nate being on full flavored tether coon Sambo. All right. Exhibit A. All right. So he wasn't opposing this here for July the 3rd. All right. He was on defending it. All right. Let's see what he said here. All right. No, I'm wrong here. Let me go ahead to clear the air. All right. What he said here is this. I believe George Zimmerman was justified in using self-defense. Even though he got out of the safety of his car. All right. Yeah, Sambo. All right. I believe Kyle Rittenhouse was justified in using self-defense. Based on these facts, I believe this woman is justified in using self-defense. Race doesn't matter to me. Wow. All right. So all your bootlicks seems like they pulled back, man. All right. I was wrong again. They pulled the trigger. All right. They saying no, sir. All right. And I asked you little Sambo niggas, a couple of you, all right, how much protection you think you're going to have out here in a society where people may not know your name? All right. And you're wishing upon a star that you might can get some justice out here, but you played yourself so far to the left that ain't no protections left. No matter which way you sneeze, they can find some damn tap dancing joker to come in here. All right. And say that you ain't got no rights no matter what. All right. Yeah, they understand the criticalness behind that. Some of these coons. All right. As you watching and they seen what happened with Carmelo with all the evidence there in the world. Yeah, that tightened a bunch of people up, dude, as it should. All right, straighten your goofy ass up in the back, nigga. You're next, dude, if you keep playing. All right, there is no soft road for us or easy side of the field. All right, by acting as if you don't see these jokers trying to violate our constitutional rights here and then send you to prison either way. Graveyard or to prison either way. All right. Right. Yeah, because you decided to go to the store and you had a little tiff over a parking space. You are entitled to speak your piece in here. That's the freedom of speech supposed to be your one things that's cool, dude. You do not have a right for false imprisonment. You do not have a right to violate a person's space. You do not have a right to try to keep continuing some argument and aggressing a person in here and harassing them after y'all damn fight an initial argument, dude. All right. Yeah, that falls into terroristic threats. That falls into false imprisonment. That also falls into stalking, which is already on his record. All right. Right. Yeah, for 2008's paperwork. All right. Yeah, you ain't got to be exposed to that because he's having a bad day. All right. Kiss my ass, nigga. All right. You know what? Kiss my ass, dude. All right. Get out of my damn face. She has a right to say that. All right. And leave her alone. All right. But damn about how you feel. All right. Black man decides to go harass some poor white woman in the parking lot with a gun out. Huh? Is anybody talking like this? No. All right. No, that poor nigga should have seen what was coming to him. Oh, he effed around and found out is what we would hear. You need to stop playing these childish games, man. All right. Knock it off. All right. Yep. They would have showed you the moment she smoked him, they would have went to the news and showed you his criminal background. Immediately. Guess what? We wouldn't have had to dig through the boneyard to find it. All right. That would have been the first piece of information that would have been privy to you. His background. All right. Yeah. Well, he was a criminal, and he's known. He has priors being known to stalk people and have terroristic threats. So, in the eyes of law enforcement, they feel like the woman did the right thing. All right. The man had a healthy background, extensive record. It would have been none of this Army veteran trash you're hearing. Not one word. All right. Nope. All right. You would forget to tell us that. We would have to go look for that. All right. Well, his criminal record, his rap sheet, and the worst shit he ever did. Nigga, you can count on the news giving you that, the local news. All right. Funny how we're more active than them. We've gotten more work than they have done. All right. While folks are in the back trying to twist up words, laws, and certain circumstances so they can serve our sister up. We already at the front lines. We're not going to play this game in here. I think hands and fingers were a little bit more looser with parts of the Carmelo situation starting off, kind of playing it. We playing this shit close to the vest. All right. Yes, we are. All right. We ain't taking no L's. We're not going to allow you to open the door for some consistent pattern that y'all can keep flowing here through the justice system that the Dred Scott decision is well and alive for you. All right. It's breathing. Shit. Y'all claim to denounce yourself from this prior ways of living, and you're going to have to stick to that, even if it scolds you upon some of the dirt you tried to shift around in here. Now, they say in the next breath, she will speak about illegal immigrants. She can't be trusted. Ayanna Pressley is a slithering snake here, Halls. So for anybody in here still supporting the Democrats, this is what you get. No, she's got this tether, all right, has a picture of Frederick Douglass up here, all right, running a scam. All right. No, this is HR 40 college debt joker. This is her. It mixed these two together. Just like Sheila Jackson Lee, God rest the dead, with her little stinking ass. All right. Old, dried up, and decrepit, showing up at the club with young people at 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't nobody want to see their grandmother in the club at 2 a.m. No, they don't. No, you don't. Hey, y'all, I just wanted to tell y'all, don't forget to go out and vote. Ma'am, get out, ma'am. Can you turn the music back on, please? All right. Shit. All right. Right, man. Don't do that to people. All right. Yeah, like you rewarding them with something. That's the type of shit her old dried up ass was out here doing. All right, before she died. All right. Now this peanut brittle head joker thinks she gonna keep playing games with reparations. And what they did before, at least with her, they were fishing to see how many people were still down with the bullshit. How many people we can gather that are okay with just me yelling out terms and slogans and patting niggas on the head and just giving out a little bit of recognition will follow us. All right. And what she found out is that it's not a lot of black people that's going to tape to that, except for the gray-haired individuals. You can get a bunch of them. All right. You can fill a room with a bunch of gray-haired people. All right. But young folks don't want to hear this fantasy land bullshit, where at the end, they don't get nothing. All right. No, you just in the corner trying to hype them up here. All right. With Justin Pearson, what's his name? Justin Johnson, the little bush wearing nigga jumping up. Oh, glory. Oh, in glory. We don't need a pastor, dude. All right. We need the politicians that's in office to actually pass bills and legislations financially that's going to do something for freedmen, preferably reparations. If you're going to keep talking this stuff, then get on it. All right. Because when people can look and watch time and see ain't shit got done but you running your mouth, that makes you more open to get thrown out of office. All right. Yeah. No, just for bluffing, sweetheart. All right.
What to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all other days in the year the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. In 1852, Frederick Douglass, an abolitionist, orator, and formerly enslaved man, delivered one of America's most famous speeches. What to the slave is the 4th of July? He addressed a nation celebrating freedom while denying it to millions. With moral clarity and urgency, he exposed the stark contradiction between America's founding ideals and the lived reality of Black people.
You are a sneaky, slithering, all right, garbage human being, sweetheart. All right, I'm going to call it out now. No, because it's one thing to mention us as freedmen and what we have done to praise us upon 4th of July to do that. It's another thing to take our achievements and attach them to what all the free benefits, gifts, and free citizenship you can't give to illegals. All right? Yeah, we stop mashing our shit politically with the things over here, Hoss, that have nothing to do with them, that they didn't earn, they didn't even fight for. All right? No, you measure a man here by their achievements, not by somebody else's. All right? You know, every time we talk about our history, you keep sneaking these damn immigrants in here, dude. All right? Right. No, here she go again. That's why I said, yeah, hands off. She's sitting here having all this Martin Luther King conversation. Last time I checked, Martin said we going to Washington to come get our check, nigga. Yeah, what are you doing about that? All right, in Massachusetts, Miss Ayanna Presley. And for the Black folks out there, you need to stop letting this shit slide, man. All right? She's too damn comfortable.
Calling out a democracy that had excluded those
in the
it
crowd
claimed
right there
to liberate. As our nation celebrates its 250-year anniversary, that tension still resonates. Black Americans continue to confront systemic inequities that have been legislated and codified. Douglas's words endure as both a mirror and a mandate, revealing uncomfortable truths while urging us to fight for an America as good as its promise. Fellow citizens, pardon me, allow me to ask, why am I called upon to speak here today? What have I or those I represent to do with your national independence? Are the great principles of political freedom and of natural justice embodied in that Declaration of Independence extended to us?
No, they're not extended to illegal immigrants. No. All right. No, this is the person came up, sized up, telling you that she helped get an extension for the Haitians for their TPS status. That's her. Oh, you're going to wear all of this. All right. No. All right. You may not eat off of us, dude. All right. No, plates are full. Niggas have been eating, spilling crumbs, disrespectful. All right. They've had all this time to show us their former allegiance and them align with us, and they decided to do their own thing. Now they can continue to do their own thing. No disrespect. All right. Now ain't no free meals over here. Ain't none. All right. I'll be damned we can't jump the line and get a damn thing from you. All right. No, a nigga start offering you bush meat, nigga. All right. Hold on.
And am I therefore called upon to bring our humble offering to the national altar and to confess the benefits and express devout gratitude for the blessings resulting from your independence to us? The blessings in which you this day rejoice are not enjoyed in common. The rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence bequeathed by your fathers is shared by you, not by me. The sunlight that brought life and healing to you has brought stripes and death to me. The 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice. I must mourn. To drag a man in fetters into the grand illuminated temple of liberty and call upon him to join you in joyous anthems were inhuman mockery and sacrilegious irony.
And this is why we don't like the black intellectuals at all. All right. I don't care about plebiscite by Babel. Neither do you. All this little poetry and bullcrap there. You can do that on Saturday night at the cafe with a goddamn, all right, what you call it hat on, nigga. All right. A Kango hat. All right. Yeah, you can go up there and do that, baby. All right. No, they got jazz players and all that to mix with what you're saying. All right. Folks, they're drinking their little drink. And that's a perfect setting for you to do that, just for me being respectful. But in your political position, it's about getting shit done. If you're going to come to the floor, then it needs to be about importance. It should not be political theater, dude. This doesn't do shit for nobody. I'm tired of y'all niggas doing this shit. All right? It's garbage. You need to be voted out of office immediately. Take Frederick Douglass' picture down, dude, and get your funky ass to work. All right? No, they work more hard on the billboards of bullshit here than absolutely going in here to show you bona fide work that she's been kicking in and all this new legislation that she has. Nothing, dude. Why are you in office? We don't need a black speech from your peanut head having ass, dude. We need you to get to work. You, Hakeem Jeffries, all these clowns with your speeches that are full of, all right, nothing. All right, no motivation, no anything. It does not speak for America. Every time you guys come out to give a speech publicly, you show how distant you are from black people, dude. All right, still talking this minority people of color trash to folks. all right, and helping immigrants and all of this. Like, we don't follow you when we sit back and see that our community is economically in a disarray. No, it has never been mentally put in place for us to go ahead and to honor and put somebody else's needs in front of our own, nigga. All right. No, and the fact that a politician is so savage that they feel like that, just freestyling to you. All right. No, some bull crap you didn't ask for from them is enough to get the black vote is the reason why she should be out of office, nigga. All right. In other words, the bootlick Sambo niggas are trying to treat you just as the dominant society does. All right. No, I don't need to do what you ask. I just need to go ahead to participate in myself into something that I feel that you may feel relates to you. And that will pass as I did something for you. All right? No, family. Got to keep our foot on their throats. All right? And right now, this here is called, this is called Boja. All right? Yeah, she could have kept this in the world. Black people would have felt a lot more respected. All right, yeah, versus her kind of come in here like this is Saturday night cabaret night, poetry night. Nobody asked you to do that, Halls. All right, why are you playing in people's face? All right, we want our money. All right, she keep fronting like she with reparations and all that. Meanwhile, you fighting for Haitians to stay longer to undermine black people in America. Which one is it? But tan top head joker? Which one is it? All right. Are you in favor of us going ahead to recoup our economic finances in which have not been paid out here by this government? All right. Or are you hand to hand with that minority coalition buffer class oversaturating, gentrifying where black people live at to a point where our vote don't even matter anymore? All right, come on now, because that was Biden's strategy. Well, that was Biden's strategy. All right, flood the zone, nigga. All right, everywhere where there's a large class of black people living at, this is where you're going to send a bunch of your illegals from North Carolina to everywhere, dude. Flood the zone. All right, we need to politically flip some numbers over to where as though we don't economically come up having to pay black folks any reparations because we have the amount of illegals or the amount of immigrants to replace their class entirely here, dude. That's the hustle. All right. As you've seen all these bozos moving in, you wondering why they just keep caking up on all these illegals and like, why they keep doing all it? It's to replace you, dude. 5 steps to Nazi Germany, dude. All right. If anybody want to go ahead to read off on that pieces of that list. All right. And I go ahead to remember what I do remember for them cases there, as best as I can explain it there. All right. That number one is they talk about you privately. All right. Yeah, meaning with their family at home, whatever, at dinner table. All right. Number two, they talk to you. They talk about you amongst the people in the community and neighborhood. Always talking about you. All right. Number 3 comes the media, where they're open to start talking about you. All right. Right. Number 4 comes when politics are put in place. All right. No, when the politicians put a law against you based on all of this talk. All right. Number 5 comes to the case of wholesale slaughter, dude. Yeah. Wholesale slaughter, meaning you as a political base, you as any base in here does not matter because our buffer class shadow has done enough here to replace y'all whole as a people. All right. No, but we can still rip off your music and all this other shit. All right. And keep the niggas that we want. But politically, you don't matter anymore. All right. That's the end game to that right there. All right. So understand how dangerous the Democrats are when you watch them having whole football stadiums at the gate. And they're telling you that the strategy is flood the zone. They ain't want to give black people shit. They continue to ignore us. It was giving illegals all this shit. All right. They're riding, they're getting bikes, all this shit, all types of shit. All right, free hotels, goddamn it, staying in every spot that they got a brand new Xbox or a new PlayStation and phones and all right. No, they had large financial packages for non-citizens, dude. All right, shitting right on you, raising the prices, gas prices, food prices, everything else up on you. Meanwhile, they stacking all these illegals on your neck, nigga. All right, yeah. You think that's by happenstance? All right, a lot of y'all too smart for that. All right, and yeah, it's a lot more simple than that when you sit here talking about playing these BS games. Because who's the one group from this government that still has a legitimate gripe, or the only group to actually get some finances out of their ass? We do. All right. No, everybody else's complaints can hold in the back burner, man. Nobody gives a shit. All right. No. What do you mean you have a complaint? All right. Good. You can wait behind Friedman. All right. We're talking about an unpaid debt here in cases where you see any other group and class of people down to the agents that were, and Chinese folks put in the internment camps. These folks were given reparations here from this government. They were compensated. All right. In a case where you watch the Supreme Court jump in, all right, for our sister, God rest her dead, Mama Fletcher, and make sure she didn't get any resources. Nothing. And they made that promise over and over. Oh, well, you guys weren't really a part of slavery, so why should you go? Okay, Mama Fletcher was there when Tulsa happened. She witnessed all this shit. All right? If you went in there to go to the court for reparations, they told you that was always the excuse. All right? And then pulled the I'm white and I say so in there. All right? Yeah, ain't no way to determine this, all this. We're taking the judgment of the former judge or what they said. And, all right? Right. That's what they did. All right, sure enough, let you know that every part of their game is bullshit. It's about, when it comes to us, it's about moving the goalposts, baby. Mm-hmm. So, if it's a politician's priority to deflect the moment that they get in contact with you here, Halls, then you got to make sure that does not happen. It's not a choice. All right, point to some of these uncomfortable spaces here in the room that you don't hear them talking about, because if you don't mention the objectives and your priorities, dude, then they're going to start trying to make them for you. Mm-hmm. You know, it's really about LGBTQ. The problem is LGBTQ. What? That's what you'll hear next. Huh? If you don't go ahead to speak up for what the things that you need here politically, you don't say nothing. All right. Next thing you know, No Neck Martin is standing in front of the door. All right. Yeah, talking about toxic masculinity, nigga. All right. No, some moist loose booty nigga standing right there. All right. No, like he's the new the new hand of order. All right. Y'all all need to follow up in line behind this goofy nigga right here. All right. Yes, that's what they got for you. All right. Yeah. All right. Now, give me a second here. Black man had to go off earlier. Somebody was in his business. All right. He's still in his work clothes. You understand? All right. I think he worked about 2 or 3 jobs. You understand? All right. But that's not here nor there. All right. I believe he's working security on this job. All right. Give me 1 second. Mm-hmm.
When the Trump ass 2020 shit over my head.
Yeah. Right, best fucking president ever, buddy. Best fucking president ever.
Goddamn gun. Scared to get your pussy ass whooped. You gonna throw middle fingers at motherfuckers. You can't goddamn face the ass. Bitch, that's all you throw. Bitch, gonna walk up on me. Your ass going to jail today, bitch. Oh, what you ain't gonna show her. Show them when you pull your motherfucking gun on me.
Hey, you're the one going to jail, buddy.
How the fuck I'm going to jail?
Because you assaulted me. You hit me first, buddy.
Bitch, you had a gun and pull on me, you dumb.
I didn't have no gun pull on you at that point.
Pull on me?
Not at that point.
Motherfucking lie. You're a motherfucking lie.
Not at that point.
Stay your ass right here. Stay your ass right here.
You the one come flying around me back here acting stupid because I couldn't get over. Let me over. I couldn't get over. Shut the fuck up.
But what we're seeing is post this black man whoop his ass. All right. That's why you hear the Thanos voice. All right. That's what a black man sounds like after you finish. All right. No, dropping elbows on you. All right. And from what they're explaining, I'm kind of backtrack to catch the story up here. All right. What they're saying here is that the white man pulled a gun out first. All right. And he whooped his ass. All right. And after whooping his ass, he pulled his gun out. And that's why we see it already on 10 as it starts. All right. That's what I'm gathering. All right. No, they were already fighting. All right. Hold on.
You motherfucker. Not at that point.
Ass right here. Stay your ass right here.
You the one come flying around me back here acting stupid because I couldn't get over.
Let me over.
I couldn't get over.
Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck back in the car. Get the fuck.
I couldn't get over. There was a fucking truck over there.
Face. My ass going to jail.
Okay.
Piece of shit ass bitch.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of my face. Get back in the motherfucking car.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
Bitch, get that shit out of my motherfucking face, bitch.
You best back the fuck up, buddy.
Oh, what? Get that shit out of my goddamn face. Get back the fuck up on me. Come on.
Stop it.
Come on. Come on. Fuck you done what? Fuck you get your wrist saying get back the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my goddamn face.
God damn it.
Come on, bitch.
Stop.
Come on.
Stop it.
Come on, bitch. You want to fight me, bitch? Come on, bitch. What? Come on. Knock them off and fuck out.
Damn it, Shane.
Come on.
Damn. Look like he beat you up again. All right. Look like he got you one more time. All right. Yes, to leave black people alone. Right. Road rage. All right. And he was ready. No, he had a dream of catching one of y'all in the middle of the street. Just like that. All right. You see, he kept that camera covered. Hold on. No, he kept that. He kept the camera secure. All right, because he didn't want anybody to see what was going on. Next thing you know, you see half his body damn near on the other end getting inside the car, right? Yeah, get in the car. Whether that or fight Arm Man Johnson, nigga. You gotta fight Arm Man Johnson then. You got two choices. Hey, big shot. You got two big choices today. You can get your little monkey ass in the car, all right, with your old lady, and have a safe ride home. And she knows you're a coward. She already knows. All right? Right. Doesn't matter. All right? You go and get in that car. All right? Or, all right? This is the doozy. This is the big one. You can get destroyed, all right, in the middle of the street, all right, by Arm Man Johnson. All right? Yeah, you got big decisions to make, man. That nigga body was inside of that car. Yeah. Because you know better. You know. Nobody want to get power bombed in the middle of the goddamn street, man. All right? Put you in the damn balls of Jericho, nigga. All right, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Shit, all that Billy Badass shit. I hear you. I hear you. All right? No, you sound like you're gonna be fighting with him for a minute. All right? Yeah. All right? There ain't no small confrontation. All right, oh man, we just had a little tiff. Nah, dude. All right, somebody's head is going through the goddamn. Somebody's head is going to the side of a door. I'm gonna put a dent in the door. All right, some work is gonna get done. All right, anybody gonna give you a simple ass whooping? That's too easy. All right, you all angry and shit. I'm gonna power bomb your ass in the middle of the street. All right, yes, yes indeed. He probably shit. He probably was thinking about it. He looked at how skinny his neck was. All right, nigga, get your ass in the car. All right, right now. All right, that nigga look like he's some kin to Mark Henry. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you about to get the greatest ass whooping you've ever had, dude. All right, break you down. Look, all right, now we go ahead for this conversation and discussion that we have here. And I want to give this person their props. American Friedman. He said, outside of her talking about we were bought here, she handled herself well. Okay, let's go ahead to evaluate this in here. All right, our sister has been doing good. All right, some of the things I agree with, some of the stuff I frown at. It depends on what you're talking about here. I do not support any of this business with some of y'all flirting rather with the likes of what's her name, Amanda Seals, and any of these clowns. Y'all got to stand clear. And if you guys get in close proximity to these folks in here taking shots at Friedman, and all right, then understand we're going to be looking at other people sideways that you standing next to. All right, I got to put this on that. All right, some of y'all rolling real close to the enemy and shit. All right, you cool with us. You kind of in the middle. All right, and I watch some of these niggas like that because them the ones to flip out on you. All right, whatever they ain't got going in here that ain't popping maybe the way that they want it here to. All right, they'll come scolding at us. Now, some folks know better due to prior experience here. I say here for the new black media, all right, we handle things as a unit. All right, right, absolutely. So I lay back here. My mindset about this conversation is the way that Professor Black Truth always says it here. We lay back on trying to give kudos and all these damn respects and what have you. We treat the shit that we got around here as the damn near like the mob when it comes to your credentials around here. All right, you got to make your bones. You got to become a made person. All right, yeah, absolutely. If it ain't stamped to that, then you don't know here year to date. I've been around here collecting dust for so many years. I've seen a bunch of people come and go. All right, 1 minute a person's the new hotness. They got the best flow. They spit the best stuff when it comes to black empowerment. They this and that. Next thing you know, this niggas. No, where are they? All right, right. No, absolutely. All right, we get it like that all the time. It's always somebody new being rotated in. All right, as the new spit and this, that, and the third person here, part of the new black media. The folks that I respect in the game are the people that have been here for years and do it consistently. All right, because I understand that they take it to an important standard, and you know that you need it. It's not too many of us.
Are you proud to be an American?
I think I'm likely to be the most American person on this panel. My relatives have fought in every war that Americans have ever fought, including the Civil War, where my ancestors fought in segregated United Color troops for their own freedom and the freedom of all Black people in America. There's been a lot of talk about the Founding Fathers, but birthright citizenship comes from the 14th Amendment, which was established after the Civil War to give Black Americans who had been brought here via chattel slavery citizenship rights in the country that they had been brought to against their will. The Statue of Liberty, a symbol that has become synonymous with immigration rights, was actually gifted by France, United States, to commemorate the end of slavery. So understandably, my feelings about this country to which I was brought, my ancestors were brought as slaves, is complicated. But I think what's beautiful about America, the promise of America, is that it can become a more perfect union. That's what the preamble to the Constitution asks of us to continue to endeavor to become better. And while I think it's healthy and good to have pride in one's country, I lived overseas as a kid and found myself defending America from all kinds of insults all the time. I have a deep cultural affection for this country. My whole culture of people was invented and formed and is uniquely American as a Black American. I think that it would be a mistake to stop endeavoring to make the country better and to live up to the promise of its ideals.
That's a very good answer, but I've noticed you haven't actually answered the question.
How
Are you proud to be an American right now?
You know, it's really hard, Pierce, right now when our country is synonymous with executing a genocide that has killed hundreds of thousands of people on the other side of the world. So there are aspects of being an American that I am very proud of.
I'm so sorry for interrupting. Hang on.
Are you proud to be an American or not? That's it.
Brianna, were you proud to be an American under Barack Obama?
Not in particular. I mean, to me, it wasn't. Barack Obama had deep flaws and failings, including executing a drone war and being the
So which president were you proud to be an American under?
I think that my pride in being American has less to do with our political leadership, which is often
give me a time period when you were proud to be an American.
I'm proud in relationship to my fellow countrymen.
No, I get it. But which period of your life as an American?
Sad to watch.
Brianna, which period of your life as an American? You spoke very eloquently about your family fighting in all the wars. Very impressive. But at which period of your life would you have answered yes to the question? Are you proud to be an American?
Every single day of my life, there are moments that I'm proud to be an American. I had a beautiful interaction.
That's not the same.
Good.
What's not the same?
I think she did an excellent job, man. I second that statement. She did a great job. All right. Yeah. My personal opinion. All right. I think she did extremely well. And I also believe that, like I said here, for her case, being around Pierce Morgan in that damn setting, maybe that they brought us over here, part here, like you said. All right, maybe that's not a way part I agree with, but that's not anything I'm gonna stretch. She just did well here in that position. She ain't look like No Neck Martin. She wasn't stuttering. They didn't put her in a corner. All right, no, and the nigga just started mumbling real bad. All right. No, those weren't the circumstances. All right. So for that portion of the deal, I say kudos to her. I say much love and continue to win. All right. Get up there and do it again. All right. Black first. No, she did and said everything correctly to the standards in which I can respect it. And ain't none of this shit I'm going to point to say easy to say anybody can do it, but because they can't. He said, if Africa was such a special place. All right, hold on here. Let me go here to this guy here. Somebody is sitting in their living room talking. No, I don't even need to hear this talking here. All right. I was just thinking about it. What's the point? All right. Yeah, make a point that's already made. All right. Yeah, I make a point that's already made, or I'm going to make a new one. I think I'm going to make a new one in here. All right. Yeah. Now, what's going on here with these 7 teenage boys? All right. There was some kids that was, damn. Yeah, there was some kids that was searched improperly. 7 black kids searched improperly. And I believe the school was sued because of this. All right. Let me go ahead and get over here to this. Yeah, strip search. I'm like, when do you go ahead to do that to some damn kids? All right. This was going on here excuse me. 7 black families sue the school district over a strip search, all right, done on their kids. All right. I'm trying to see what area this is out of. I'm still peeking around at that part. All right, give me 1 second. All right, hold on. All right, it should be on everybody's screen now. That's what I wanted to do. All right, there it is right there. Give me 1 second.
Officer, and one at a time they were taken into the resource officer office, and they were all searched and strip searched and made to stoop down, bend over. Their genitals were showing.
According to their attorneys, after coming into school, the SRO suspected Cooper's son and others had vapes.
He initiated the search because a vape alarm went off. We don't know whether that's true or not.
Cooper argues her son has no interest with vaping.
My son is very athletic. He is a musician, church musician. I'm a minister as well as a private school owner. So, no, sir.
In their lawsuit against the district, the plaintiffs claim no vapes or contraband was found on any student when the strip searches were over. But from the get-go, their attorneys believe the SRO went too far.
He also admitted that he had a wand, and wands are used specifically to detect whether someone has a vape on them, even if they had it somewhere hidden on their body parts. So he could have taken that route.
Since this incident, every parent involved says their kids feel mentally hurt and violated. This lawsuit is about more than financial compensation.
This district has no policies in place when it comes to for these types of searches, other than they have to be reasonable. So, we're concerned about, our clients, but certainly about the broader implications for school districts that take advantage of children.
The principal, the superintendent, the assistant principal, the resource officer, I want to see them gone because obviously they do not care about our children.
This case is being handled in the Northern District of Mississippi's Federal Court Division. When we reached out to the legal counsel representing the school district, he acknowledged the lawsuit has been filed, but would not comment any farther on legal strategy. Reporting in Atala County, Alex Love, 3 on your side.
Allen County, Mississippi. Yeah, shout out to the black folks over there doing what they have to do in here. Yeah, I told you, always treated to this case as subhuman. All right, top priority for anybody else's kids, right? Yeah, check for their kids. Make sure they're good. They got all of it. All right, protection and security's there in the world. No, you would never think to go and violate their children like that. Go ahead to get to young black children, and the mindset is that you've already been forgotten about, or your parents ain't doing X, Y, Z. They not going to care. They're too worried about Instagram and all this other shit. All right, and that's the furthest shit from the truth. All right, your kids come home and tell you some shit like this here. You understand that this is a clear-cut violation. All right, and my deal is all right, out of the 7 in here, all right, who automatically jumped up here to give a response to go gather the rest of the troops in here? And which one just sat right there and ain't say nothing? All right, now I'm looking around. All right. Yeah, we have a big problem around in parts of this damn community here when it comes to the cases of people not getting on code. All right. Yeah, you got some folks that's going to stump, but other people are worried about how you're going to be looked at and this, that, and the third here, dude. All right. With them same people here, there's an echo here, chamber of. Some of y'all know this. The moment that they met with anything racist where they deal at, dude, they're knocking at your door harder than anybody else, out of breath. All right? Out of breath, nigga. You will believe what they did to me. Right. Y'all know I'm not lying, man. All right? You know I ain't lying. You believe what happened to me. You were right, too. You were right. All right? You ain't gonna get tired of hearing that shit? All right? To a point, that's why I always tell folks like this, man, for anything that we do in this world, man, good, bad, up, down, or whatever, you're liable, man. All right? You're responsible for that. All right? I don't care how many years you got to come back to go look at it. You're still responsible. All right? And however that person seeing fit, rather to forgive you, to this and the third, that's on them. All right. But for life circumstances that we have here, for one thing for black people here, all right, is that we've stayed solid, we've stayed focused, and we've continued to have our own tasks and agendas and things in here, and we see progress upon it. The boycott's doing well. You understand? Everything else we have around here is doing great. Shouts out to all my good brothers and sisters here in New Black Media, and shouts out to Crystal there in the PayPal. Much love, much respect, sister. All right. We'll be back here in a minute. Peace.